Insoles for basketball, and what are the best orthotic insoles that we can use in our basketball shoes? Hey guys, it's Kent here and I'm the podiatrist from DocPods and Ergonx, and we've been asked, what insoles do you suggest to wear in our basketball shoes? Now, usually this question comes about because you're getting aching feet, tired feet, you might be getting heel pain, heel spurs or plantar fasciitis, or some aches and pains in your feet after training or the next day after training. So how your feet feel the morning after training is an indication of how much strain you're putting on them in the day before in training. So what we usually recommend for a basketball shoe is a full-length orthotic insole. That you can remove the liner out of your orthotic insole and put out of your boots rather, and put a full-length orthotic insole in there. Now the aim of this orthotic insole is usually to support the foot. So we want to support the foot. Usually the arch down the inside is higher, so we've got this long, high medial arch support, but you can also see it's got this little tiny arch support down the outside as well. That's because it just supports the natural anatomy of the foot. Because in a basketball shoe, it's a bit of a unique situation, and most court sports are the same. We don't want to roll your foot out too far, but we don't want to also let it roll in. So we think of the orthotic in a basketball shoe as train tracks, and it just helps to lock the foot in so it doesn't roll in too far and it doesn't roll out too far. Now the other things we try and do with an orthotic insole in a basketball shoe is we cushion up the heel and forefoot, because as you're running up and down the court there's a lot of steps, a lot of repetitive motion. We want to cushion the heel and the forefoot so the forces from your heel striking aren't transmitted into your ankle joints, your feet, legs and lower back. So it just attenuates a little bit of the shock from going into your foot, so it doesn't strain your joints, ligaments and muscles, and the muscles don't have to work as hard to try and control that foot because the forces being applied to the foot are slower. So the other thing we use the Ergonx Ultrasoft Insole for in a basketball shoe is because it's got this really quite a low heel. It doesn't raise your heel up, because the reason we don't like to raise our heel is, if you can see in here at the front, this is a left foot. If we look at the ankle joint here, you can see that the ankle mortise is really quite wide here, but as we go towards the back, it's actually, the distance between my two fingers is actually narrower. So what all that means is that the higher we go on our tiptoes, the more unstable our ankle joint gets, because it's not in full contact with the ankle joint on the talus bone here. So the lower we have our heel in a basketball shoe, the less likely we are to sprain our ankles. So the Ergonx Ultrasoft has a lower heel, and it's got a nice cushioned heel, so it won't actually raise your foot up, so you get less heel slipping. Your ankle will be more stable in a basketball shoe. It'll be supported in the arch and the lateral arch, and also cushioned, and it'll make your feet more comfortable. Now of course we also recommend a really well fitted supportive basketball shoe, and warming up before you start to play. So a warm up regarding the feet and ankle comfort would be calf stretches and strengthening, and just a warm up, some calf raises to get some heat and flexibility into those calf muscles before you start training. But if you're getting aching feet and legs while you're playing basketball, have a look at the Ergonx Ultrasoft, because it will support and cushion your feet without making them